Hi, welcome to a new video dedicated to a new Eachine model. It's nothing else than the E012, and this machine is more or less copying the tiny whoop design, so a duct prop system, improving the power lift. Okay, and this machine is super small, even smaller than the tiny whoop, and maybe if the lift power is strong enough, you can maybe raise an FPV ring. Let's discover this bundle. Okay, here are all the elements you can find in the original packaging. First of all, you will find this instruction manual. First reference is 1603, not E012, so probably this machine has been done by another supplier, but you will be able to find the basic instruction manual, for example, the role of each radio button. So for example, the two shoulder button, the left one is for the headless mode and the right for the 1K return. Okay, and if you click on the left stick, you will be able to cycle between the three different speed modes, while if you click on the right one, you will be able to engage a 360 degrees flips. Okay, nothing special, and you will be able also to find how to calibrate gyros. You will need to push a boss stick in a lower right position. So what also you will be able to find a bag with some small accessories and four spare props. The props are super tiny and super lightweight. Okay, so let's discover a little bit them. There are 3-blade edition with a very high pitch, as you will be able to see. Look at the pitch is very important, so in order to increase the power lift, and it's super light. I can even not measure the weight. It's completely insignificant. So even for the four of them simultaneously is less than 0.1 gram. So super light. In the bag you will be able to find a USB charging cable. Okay, and you will need at least 30 minutes to charge, and the battery connector in a micro GST SH with 1.25 millimeters of pitch. Okay, if I'm not wrong. So it's a classic one. Be aware the polarities are inverted, so don't mix this USB charging with some other one if you don't want to cook your LiPo or your quadcopter. You will be able to find a basic radio, very compact, not super well adapted for large hand, but anyway, you will need two AA battery to feed your transmitter. Rechargeable batteries are working, that's great. And as I said previously, just two basic buttons. If you turn on the right, you will power the transmitter, and to harm classic, you have to push up and down the throttle. Okay, so here is for the headless 1K return. 2-speed mode, I pressed I'm in the intermediate mode. One more click, I am in expert mode, and if I click again, I return to the beginner mode, the default one. Here is to engage 360 degrees. Okay, you will have to indicate the direction where you want to flip. Here is a quadcopter, super tiny. Okay, if you want to give an indication about the dimension, in diagonal we have a 45 millimeters machine, and with the jug system integrated, we are less than 60 millimeters, so super tiny. Let's give immediately the weight. So without the battery, this machine weighs 11.6 grams, and if I can compare with, for example, a CX-10 clone, okay, so a nano quadcopter is very comparable in size. Okay, exactly the same motor distance, so but it seems to be a little bit larger due to the link and the duct system. This machine comes with a battery, 1 cell model, obviously, and it's a 200 milliwatts version, no discharge mentioned. You have a small sticker like this to extract, to make your extraction more easy, and this LiPo weighs 5 grams, 5.1, and in order to power the machine, you will need first, I would say, to connect the battery, okay, thanks to this micro GST connector, and then after to insert the battery in the battery tray. It's a little drawback, and sometimes you can even detach during the installation of the battery. Disconnect your quadcopter. It's a little bit annoying that they didn't try to make a more simple solution. Anyway, you will have a front wide LEDs to keep your orientation, and very nice green and blue color, so and red on the rear, so very multicolor LEDs. That's great for night flying. Let's say about the motor installation. So on this one we have the smallest cordless motor we can have, so some 6 millimeters. Okay, can give you the dimension of the external. So if I can measure, we have something about 6 millimeters by 12, so super tiny. And the big open question, can it be able to lift maybe 3 or 4 grams on an FPV module? Will be very, very hard, I would say, okay, immediately. The Duke system seems pretty strong, and I think it should resist to any type of crash, frontal crash, especially indoors. I'm not afraid that it will break, okay. And the clearance of between the Duke system and the props seems to be high enough to don't have too much contact between the props and the prop guard during a crash. So the total weight of this system with the 200 milliamps power LiPo battery is about 16.6 grams. Okay, so if I can compare with a real tiny whoop system, okay, without the battery, this one weighs 22.1. So compared to this original, we are close to 10 grams more lighter, but the motor, of course, much more weaker. So there is always a trade-off between the gain you have in weight versus the thrust you are losing. Okay, so what I can say about the radio protocol, unfortunately, I was not able to bind this quadcopter with any other Eachine radio, so it's a new protocol, unfortunately. So, and I try with most of the Division TX protocol, and it's not working. So you have to be hacked, and it's not using an XN297 or NRF 2401. It's another clone of this later. So you have to be the Division TX hacking must be done, and so it's a question of time, probably, if the SPI data can be retrieved. Okay, so I want to open a little bit the top canopy. You have 3 small notches here, one on lateral, so pretty obvious to open it. Just need to raise the tab. You have a plastic tab here on lateral, so use a small screwdriver. Okay, one, then the other one here, just raise and clips, and you have a small one on the rear, and then you will be able to remove the canopy. Look, the length of the 2.4 GHz antenna, no problem, it's 38 millimeters, so compatible with the 2.4 GHz frequency, no problem. We have this main MCU, it's a 2-in-1, so an MCU ARM core plus the built-in NRF 2401 compatible chip, and we have here the 6-axis stabilization chip, okay. Pretty light, the electronics pretty clean, motors are directly soldered, so if you need to have a replacement, okay, versus time you will need to solder to play with the soldered iron. So this small canopy weighs only something around 0.5, 0.6 grams, so you won't gain a lot of by removing it in order to try to make it an FPV version of this one. 0.7 gram can be saved only. So now it's time to make some demo flights indoors, of course, and to test the power lift of this machine. Let's go. Okay, so let's start the indoor demo flight. And first of all, I install more vertically by drilling a hole on the top of the canopy the 2.4 GHz antenna in order to improve the control range, strongly advised. It's not a problem, just use a small and thin tip to drill this hole. And as I said in my review, you will need first to connect the battery. It's a little bit annoying, and then after to insert it into the battery tray. No possibility to first inverse the two-step. Okay, so when, as you can see, sometimes it's disconnecting versus time, so you will have to go slowly and then after to insert into the battery tray. Okay, because as you can see, the battery is more longer than the possibility to reach the connector. So you will have to arm the machine by pushing up and down. Okay, you get solid red LEDs. It's armed by default. You are in a beginner rate, but I will perform immediately a phase-safe test. Okay, and I will turn off the transmitter. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 seconds, oh my god, before to stop. So there is a huge potential flyaway problem with this machine immediately. Let's try if we can rearm. Seems to be, yes, it's rearmed. So be aware of that. Don't lose your control, because you will have probably lose your machine maybe 20 meters away, so it could be problematic with such kind of size. Luckily there are some light. Let's engage in beginner rate. Okay, let's see a pump. Yes, pump are not bad. Okay, it's much more powerful. Discover the rate, your rate in beginner rate. Pretty slow, the maximum speed. Yes, it's rather slow for indoors. Immediately press the left stick to have the intermediate mode. So now it's become faster. Yes, but it's punchy. I can find it's not super fast, but the yaw is improved and it's playable, super stable. Okay, and let's press one more time the left stick, and now on maximum speed. Yes, super controllable. Let's engage flips, so you have to press the right stick normally. Yes, it's flipping. As you can see, to recover from flips, it can take some altitude. No, it's okay. So I can bounce between the wall, no problem. Look at that. Okay, you have the white LEDs keeping your orientation. That's great. Yes, it's powerful in terms of thrust, and it's agile, nimble. I like the LEDs, it's very visible, no real dead band in the control, that's great, so it's well proportional. I like the ER control. No, you don't lose altitude while turning thanks to the Duke system. It's great, it's very fun, okay. Inverted fly. Yes. Oh. So with the 200 milliamps power LiPo, you should have something about 4-5 minutes of flight time. Okay, so we will check this fact. The transmitter, of course, is small for Argent, but it's not so catastrophic. So you can play. The sticks are okay. I hope one day this machine will be deviated, but this machine. I would say is improving the situation versus the classic nano quadcopter. Yes, you can find a little bit more motor thrust. So the introduction of such Duke system for such size is very interesting. So you have the headless mode, okay, you have to click on the left shoulder and you have the blue LEDs flashing, so now I can make the classic spiral, okay, but I'm always controlling like normal, so it's a home heading reference, so your heading reference will be the one you apply on the takeoff. Usually you have to install the machine in front of you, the tail facing to you will be the head reference for your mode, but it's working perfectly versus time, no drift, it doesn't recover. Let's press the shoulder button, the right. So yes, it's returning to my position, it's great, let's do that. Okay, more or less. I am in the parallel off, but it's not so bad. Okay, I will repress. Okay, I reach LVC right now because so it's about approximately 5 minutes of flight time, if I'm not wrong. Yes, I start to feel that the battery. Yes, the battery power starts to be weak. As you can see, it's flashing. But we have something about 4 minutes of flight. Not so bad. Yes, it starts to be weak now. Okay, I will land and conclude about this machine. So the main question, it will be strong enough to carry something about 4 grams on the extra FPV. It should be tried, of course. It will be, in this case, the world's smallest FPV whoop in the market. I strongly advise to do the antenna mode, okay, to extend your control range until probably the protocol will be active and enjoy a more professional transmitter. But anyway, I like all the color, the white LED, keeping your your orientation in lost condition. It's powerful, good motor thrust. The radio transmitter is really enjoyable, okay, for such tiny size. I could expect much worse. So it's a good indoor trainer for sure. You can hit any walls and you will bounce on it and no problem, it's durable. So, and the flight time are pretty decent, about 4 minutes. Close to 5 is really a good model. The only drawback for me, there is no power switch, and you need first to insert the battery connector and after insert into the battery tray. No free lunch with such a tiny size. Okay, I hope you enjoyed this video. If you like it, please send it and see you next time. Bye bye.